Should you draft James Conner in fantasy football this year? Well, let's talk about it. James Conner's a lot like an old beat-up pickup truck because he gets the job done and he gets it done well, but sometimes the wheels fall off. Conner finished last year as the RB11 and is currently ranked as the RB20 and the 54th overall player. Conner has some knocks on him, but besides that, he's also really good. The main drawback of Conner is he's old, he's over 30, which is usually when you start to see sharp decline from running backs, and he's a little injury prone. Now, I do think it's important to characterize how he's injury prone. He's not Christian McCaffrey, tear your ACL, double tendonitis out for the season kind of injury prone. He's missed 2 to 5 games 4 years in a row kind of injury prone, and that included last year where he missed, I think, 3 games. And that is a concern. You don't really want your running back to be injured because then you can't start them, which is, But I do think that Conner has a lot of value because he's not overdrafted ever. He's basically the George Kittle of running backs. Conner's the RB20 right now, which makes him a lower-end RB2. Conner has RB1 upside. We see it every year. Conner consistently puts up incredible points per game. Last year, he was 15th in points per game. The 2 years before, he was 13th and 9th in points per game. He puts up borderline RB1 numbers when he is healthy, and he's going as a late RB2. And listen, even with his age, I don't see the Cardinals moving away from Conner. I know they drafted Trey Benson, who we'll talk about a little bit later in this video, but they need Conner. Conner is the backbone of their offense. In the 4 games where Conner got less than 10 carries last year, you know what happened to the Cardinals? They lost all 4. And I think that, even if Kyler takes a step forward and Marvin Harrison Jr. gets involved more, I don't see a world where they start leaning on the pass instead of the run. Kyler doesn't have the tools to be a Joe Burrow, to be a Josh Allen, this elite passer. He really makes his money by being a dual-threat quarterback, and on that note, I do think that Kyler doesn't vulture Conner that much. Last 3 years he hasn't gone above 5 touchdowns, so he's not really vulturing Conner that much. Conner still gets goal line carries. But back to what I was saying before, Kyler, I think, needs a strong rushing game to help him be effective by, having the dual threat. Are they going to run it with the running back, or is Kyler going to just take off on his own? And I think that makes Conner valuable, and I think all of his downsides can be counteracted by just drafting Trey Benson in the 13th. Trey Benson's incredibly cheap, and if Conner goes down with injury, Trey Benson. If Conner is mid, Trey Benson. And I just think that he's incredibly valuable for where he is. I'm giving him a grade of A-.